This is going to be a video involving hints and potentially duplicates if that's what comes up. So we'll go back to your home page, and from your home page, if you go into Family Tree up here on the top and you go to Tree, and your tree will come up however you've laid it out. I've got another video that talks about the layouts, and on your layout, if you go across for people as you open up their lines, you see all these different little symbols here. So this one, for example, so it's saying that there's somebody that's got names needed, but they need to be requested. So I need permission, and that's because this person died within the last 110 years. And so you need the closest relative's permission. But what I'm going to talk about today is this light blue one. This light blue one means there's a hint. There could be information that you are missing or that you can add to said person. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to walk through this. I know I've not seen this, so hopefully this works out well. So first thing I'm going to do, because I don't know everyone intimately in my tree, I'm going to take a look at what I do know. So I know his name is Alfred Edward Dobbins. I've got him born 1886 in Lancashire in England. He died in Wrexham in Wales. I've got quite a bit of family comes through Wales. I've got some residences, right? So 1891, 1901, 1906, getting married, 1911. So I've got some stuff there. I've got his parents and his wife and his children. So I know some information. So what I like to do is I like to go to click on this bit here. See this record hint. So what is it? I know it's an England and Wales National Register from 1939. Okay, so I know he died 1946, so he was at least alive. So where might you, I'm going to scroll down here. So I don't know where he was living at this point, so the only residence information is 1911. So I know he was married, he was ill, incapacitated by illness, so that's unfortunate. This has him birthday as the 24th of December, 1885. Now that's possible, it depends where this birthday came from. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I've got Elizabeth E. Dobbins. I'm going to scroll down again. Elizabeth E. Well, that's her main name, so she would have been Dobbins, that's true. I've got an unknown, so this record doesn't, whoever it was didn't know what that name was. Then I've got an Elizabeth E. Jones, formerly Dobbins. Scroll down here. She doesn't seem to have a child named Elizabeth, and it's possible I don't know of a child. But then I've also got another unknown, Jean Pierce Platt. I do know I have Platts in my family. Jean Pierce. I don't have a Jean here. It doesn't look to me that this is the right person, the right record, as far as I'm aware. I know it's from the census, so I'm going to review just to check. Now when you hit review, it opens up a new page. No, so this isn't going to be right. Sorry, I was just looking there to see, so there's other people from the tree that it could have been, but no, I would have to see the actual thing. So what I'm going to do is actually close this new window, because it's not them, at least I don't believe it is them. This is unfortunate, and the image came from Find My Past, so I could go into Find My Past to check the image if I have an account, but assuming that maybe you don't have an account, I'm not going to do that. Because I don't believe this is the right person. Although I do know I've got Platts in my family. So what I might also do actually is open a new window and go to Family Search. Because I also know that there was a Jean Platt. I don't know why it's Pierce, maybe she got remarried. So I'm going to go back to my tree in this new window. Remember, so I'm keeping this one open. to refer back to. I'm going to this. And I'm going to have a quick check for the plats. I know it's on my dad's side. There's a plat there. So that would, but John married Minnie, and Minnie was a daughter of Alfred and Elizabeth. And there is a Jean plat. See what information I know about Jean here. Going to her page. Jean Platt. I don't know anything about Jean. Now physically I know my father does, and I just haven't gotten around to doing much with that. It's possible that she married a Pierce. So really what I want to do is go in and check their actual record before I make any decision. So I'm going to close and not do anything like that. This one here, it's a research suggestion. So what it's basically saying is that there might be something missing that you're missing. It says there's a gap of 3 more years, so there could have been a child. Because if we go down to the children, that's a year, that's a year, and that's 3 years, 2 years, then 5 years, and another 2 years. So if they were going quite consistently, and then all of a sudden there's a 5-year gap, it's just saying there might be. Doesn't mean there is, but there might be. So that's something that could help you in your research and your search for stuff. I'm going to go back, see, hopefully I can get a better, close Jean again. So let's go to the same, and find, okay, into the Dobbins. So the further back, slightly, not too far back, but as you go further back, you might get more hints, like all of these ones. So if I go into John Dobbins, for example, so I've got 2 hints here. So what do I know about John? I can tell you when he was born. That's a bit more specific. You can look at the sources if they've got sources on them, and I'll do another video in the future about doing sources. But if you can go through the sources, you can see the information, so you know exactly where it came from. And back into the details section, I can go down and see where he died. And I can tell you his residences, 1851, 71, 81, 91, 1901, 1911. So I can tell you his residences, his wife, 3 children, and then married again. So this wife there died in 1866. So a year later he got married and had more children. Okay, so I've got some information, quite a bit, that's a lot of children. So I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to check this out. So the England Wales census from 1841. So 1841, that's when he was born. Yep, age 0. So it's saying, like they'd here, so his father's name was John, his mother Maria. See if John and Maria. Yep. Similarly, I've got probably a brother, Thomas, William, Charles. So let's check here. Thomas, William, Charles, yep. I've got a Henry, looks like Henry died at birth at some point. But then it would be John, so that doesn't look right. Chances are these are just people that were staying there. Got to remember that these census records, I mean, people came to the door and were like, we're taking a census, can I get everyone who's here right now? So it wasn't necessarily who's living, it's just here. So I would say that is correct, so I'm going to review and attach. Now, this is where it's important. You can do this one at a time because this record will be on all those people. And I'm going to make this easier. So first of all, a residence. I'm going to add because I believe it to be right. And we're going to attach. Now, however, right, other people on the record. So if I open up here, children, wrong children, sorry, siblings, here we go, siblings. So John Dobbins was actually the father which is not on this record. Same with Maria, but I can go Thomas. So I can bring this up and put it under Thomas here. And I can compare. I can add them and attach. Right? And William. Right? Charles. And we'll compare them and attach. And then we'll compare and attach. So these ones will show up as hints on his parents as well. So that's important to note. What I'm going to show you here, so you can see I've got 2 pages opened up because when I hit review and attach, as I said, it opened up this one. To avoid you just keep on going and having tons of things open up and getting confused, if you close down the new one and just hit refresh. And once it's refreshed, you can see here that the other hint disappeared. I've got another source because I've added it, and it's added the source. So what I can do now is go to the father and the mother, and then there's that census. So this one here is 35. So, and then I can do the same thing. So I've got that, and then I can even go down here to Maria. Now the reason it didn't automatically show Maria is because it's a different surname, right? And it's roughly a different age. Now if there are times that you think, oh, I'm unsure, you just need to go with what you feel. You know, if you think it might be, it might not be, just go away, maybe do some more research on the family. If you think it is, like truly think it is, don't just make it up, but if all the information seems to match, then you can go ahead with it. And what's really important is sources. So I'm going to close that again. I'm going to refresh the page because I've got a duplicate, and this is really important. So what I'd like to do is I open this, I click this, and I don't just go straight into merge, I open it in a new tab. So I want to check out this person, I want to see who's added them, why, what information. So you can see on the right hand side, this is Family Search. So Family Search has created this person. It's not like it's somebody else has created a person on a tree. And this person has been created married to a Mary, no events, or the child named Mary. And that's what's important. So I'm going to open up this one and see who's created this Mary. Also Family Search. And this Mary has no more information. So this is just a trio of people who Family Search have put together because of a record. So I'm going to close that one, keep this one. So I'm going to go back to John here. See what I've got. So I know his wife's name was Maria. And do they have a child named Mary? They do, born in 1846. So go back to the new John, and I've got, well, this one has 1840. There's really not much information, but there's a source, which is why the record's there. I'm going to check out this source. Now, it could be very easily Maria. They could have called her Mary. That's not unknown and unheard of. And this is her christening. It's the 9th of August in 1840. So I'm going to go back to John here. I'm going to go down to My Mary. See, My Mary was born in 1846. So I'm going to open up her page and go specifically to her. In this close area, I've got her husband, but there's no way that she would have been christened in 1840 if she was born in 1846. The sources I have, I've got census and the marriage record. In the marriage record, yeah, I've got the information. So this census, 1851, estimated birth year, 1846. Now the thing is, she was told at the time the child was 5, so they guessed it, but it was not going to be. I mean, they would know the difference, so I'm going to say it's not the same person, although it's very possible. I'm going to say it's not. If it was, that's what I wanted to say here. So if it was the same person, I'm going to close these new windows. So back to just my tree, John Dobbins. So if this was the right person, right, I would go to Review Merge. So this is the page you come up with. So I'm going to end up clicking not a match, but you can click yes to continue. The page on the right is the one that's going to keep. So that's one of the information you want. The one on the left is the one that's going to disappear. So that person's that page is pretty much going to get erased, and you're only going to be left with the one that you're keeping. You've got the information here. You could switch if somehow it's been reversed. And as you scroll down, you're going to have information. If there's new information, then you'll be able to transfer it over on the yes page. But I'm going to click no, not a match. And it's possible that I'm wrong. I don't feel like I am, but it is possible. That deserves a C, capital. And I'm going to save. And that one's gone, and there's another hint for them. I'm not going to go through that right now. The other option to do it is if there's a possible duplicate. So let's say you come up, so you'll find that people have, you might come onto a page like this, so there's John Dobbins and Mary, but then you might come down and see that there's another John Dobbins with another child or other children, and people have just not merged them. So what you would do is you go on the right hand side, merge by ID. And so you're going to take the ID of the other person. So if there was another, I've cleaned up most of my trees, haven't found another one of these, but under another John Dobbins down here, you would have one of these. You can just copy the ID, and then you can just go to merge by ID and put in the new ID and hit continue. And it's a very quick process, and it's very, it tells you what to write to make sure it's correct. And that's merging, and that's some hints. So hopefully that helps if you have any issues on hints, or if you have any other questions, just don't hesitate to ask.